Brainiac has totally lost it. Guys, episode 6 of season 5 of Harley Quinn dropped some serious revelations about Brainiac's plan with Lena Luthor. And get this, it's the episode where Gotham's villains that moved to Metropolis all interact as they participate in a show. Yeah, a lot went down, and the ending was pretty tragic. So stick with me in this video for our usual recap, and then we'll wrap it up with a detailed review. What's up, guys? Welcome to Comic Chronicles. Season 5 of Harley Quinn is gearing up for its climax. A lot has happened in these 6 episodes that are out so far, and you can catch every detail by clicking the playlist that's showing on your screen. In this episode, we see the plot development with Brainiac and Lena Luthor's plan to bottle up Metropolis while Harley kicks off her investigation into the nightmares about skulls that everyone in the city has been experiencing. Let's dive into every detail, so make sure you hit that like button on the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on those notifications. DC is coming in hot this year, and we're covering all the news and updates. You don't want to miss anything, so you need to be subscribed with that bell on, because this is the best place to stay in the loop about what's going on in DC. Thanks a ton, and let's get into the video. Harley and Lois are walking through Metropolis, chatting about these skull dreams. While they're talking, Brainiac's robots incinerate a guy who throws trash on the ground. Lois mentions that she thinks Woodra's death and the skull dreams started around the same time, so they must be connected. Harley accidentally drops a comment about how one thing has nothing to do with the other and that she and Ivy killed him. Hearing this, Lois rushes to grab a cab to the Daily Planet. Harley tries to stop her, and they start going at it. Lois brags about her Pulitzer, and Harley tries to keep up, talking about her award for Best Non-Singing Actress in a production of The Sound of Music. Things heat up when Harley mentions Lois got work done on her neck, leading Lois to punch Harley in the face. That scene was pretty hilarious. Back at the apartment, Harley is trying to treat her black eye with Ivy and Frank's help, but she spirals into an existential crisis, not knowing where her life is heading. Lois won a Pulitzer, Ivy is running the Green Initiative, and Frank owns a resort. Since she spends all her time at home talking about others, she concludes she's turned into a housewife. Ivy tries to calm her down, pointing out that she's a terrible housewife, and Frank offers a bit of support, showing her the Daily Planet article that labels her as a murderer. Harley gets angry seeing the headline says she's 48 and storms over to the Daily Planet to confront Clayface, threatening to expose him for impersonating Perry White if Lois doesn't publish a retraction. But Lois refuses to retract and quits the Daily Planet. Meanwhile, Brainiac and Lena are watching everything from Brainiac's ship. The villain questions Lena's reasons for keeping Harley alive and the potential consequences, saying he no longer needs her. Lena reminds him of the deal they made, she would rule the city once it was ready to be bottled. Without her, Brainiac wouldn't understand humans or improve Metropolis's perfection level. Plus, she calls him out for not being mentally stable since he talks to his dead monkey. This ticks off Brainiac, and he breaks the deal, sending Lena back to Metropolis. Of course, Lena isn't one to stay quiet. She heads to the Daily Planet and reveals Brainiac's entire plan to the supposed Perry, Bane, and Harley, telling them to do something to warn everyone. Clayface suggests they unveil everything in a musical theater production. Bane writes the script while Clayface holds auditions, and Harley crashes the auditions to snag the role of Lena Luthor. As Brainiac is upgrading the city, he spots the theater's marquee announcing the show and starts checking out what's going on inside. It's showtime, and Harley starts acting like a diva, arguing script details with Bane. She insists the theater is less about story integrity and more about hot actors with great voices leading the narrative. Then, Clayface threatens to fire Bane for annoying the lead, wondering where's the Andy Serkis who's supposed to play Coco. I gotta say, I laughed when Clayface mentioned Andy Serkis. That was hilarious. Frank shows up and vomits out Serkis, who's now a skeleton. So, Clayface and Harley make the plant take his place. In the box seats, Lena is outraged by the show and tells Ivy she revealed Brainiac's plan so they could do something real, not just a musical. After the first song, it's clear the audience is loving it, which infuriates Lena. She wants everyone to be scared of what's coming. As Brainiac watches the performance, he realizes Coco is really dead, and he's totally lost it. He turns to the audience, doubting these actors know what it's like to lose what you love most, as if nothing matters after that kind of pain. When the curtains rise again, Frank is all busted up, and Harley calls for help because he's dying. Ivy leaps from the box to the stage to try to help, but Frank ends up passing away. In the end, Brainiac tells Ivy that now she knows what it's like to lose someone like Coco. Guys, once again we had a good episode of Harley Quinn. There were several moments where the jokes were funny in my opinion, and it still ended in a tragic way. Now, Brainiac has completely lost it. Will we see him become the cruel villain from the comics in the next episode? Will Superman come back from vacation to save Metropolis? I hope he at least makes a brief appearance. I did enjoy this episode, but I have to admit I was a little disappointed with Lena Luthor. I expected her motive to revolve around controlling the population of Metropolis or maybe even Earth in some way. But the way her deal with Brainiac fell apart didn't feel very well developed, in my opinion. Honestly, thinking it over, even though Brainiac is one of Superman's greatest foes, it'd be nearly impossible for him to be manipulated by someone. Still, I did expect Lena to at least attempt to manipulate Brainiac. That could have been a connection to her brother Lex. Now, about Frank's death, I think there are two possibilities: either Brainiac himself did it with his drones, or it was another character who hasn't shown up yet this season. It would be the most obvious choice for Brainiac to be the one responsible. However, as we saw at the start of this episode, Brainiac's drones incinerate completely rather than just injure. If you pay attention to the final scene with Frank, he's stabbed, like he took several knife wounds. Another thing that needs a better explanation is Lena's fixation on Harley. Her reasoning to Brainiac about Harley and Ivy being the only cool people in town feels pretty shallow, don't you think? Plus, it's ironic to see Harley as the character who's helped other characters, including heroes, deal with their emotional issues, while in this episode, she's the one with unresolved issues. Thank you so much for joining me in this video. Drop your thoughts about this episode down below, and who do you think was responsible for Frank's death? I really want to hear your opinion, so write it in the comments. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell because we've got loads of great content coming in from both DC and Marvel, and I'm here to bring it all to you. Hit that subscribe button to stay well informed and be in the loop about everything that's happening. Also, check out the video that's popping up on your screen to catch up on what went down in the last episode of Harley Quinn. And to get updated on all the ins and outs of Season 5, click on the card for our playlist. I'm sure by the time you leave here, you'll be fully in the know. Thanks a lot, and I'll catch you in the next video.